Okay, so if you guys are not aware, Tribe 9 officially announced EOS. Now, how long has the game been out? Is it 3 months? I feel like it's 2 months, right? So it's not that long. And it's going to be a little bit unfortunate that Tribe 9 is going out just like that. So now you can see, let's read what they have to say. Is there any reasoning to this, right? So important end of service announcement. So this is officially released 3 hours ago as of the time of me talking about it right now. Thank you for your continued support of Tribe 9. We regret to inform you that service for Tribe 9 will be terminated on November 27th, 2025. So you still got a little bit more time if you want to play it. November is still a little bit of extra time away from now. Now we are currently in May, June, July, August, September, October, November. But that means it's going to be on pretty much a live support kind of way. And I do think this is a good thing in a way that they actually let you know so far ahead in advance, so you are actually prepared, right? So I do think that it is a little bit upsetting that this is happening. Now for me, I did sort of predicted that this would happen, right? I sort of mentioned it on my stream a couple of times before, right? Because a lot of people keep asking me, GuitarRock, why aren't you playing Tribe 9, the best game ever? And I was like, I love Tribe 9, right? I love Tribe 9. But the truth is, Tribe 9 is not... It's a little bit of a weird concept of a game overall, right? Because I feel like the entire game is like, the concept is a little bit of a chibi, I mean like pixel art stylish, and then they have like this 3D combat in the sense of, right, that's how it is, right? So I think right now you can see with all of this stuff, with the gachas nowadays, right? The I would say the barrier to entry is going to be even higher, right? Why would you play Tribe 9 when you can play Zenless Zone Zero? Why would you play Tribe 9 when you can play like any other games, right? It is going to be a very, very difficult one. Lots of people saying that it could have been better if they released it as a non-gacha game. It earned more than just being a gacha game though. I'm not sure, right? It's hard to say because we don't live in a world that you can redo the process of that. But as you can see, since the game's launch, the development and operations teams have strived to provide excellent service and improve player experience. However, after careful consideration, we have made a difficult decision to end the game's service. Wow. It is a little bit sad, eh? Unfortunately, this also means we are unable to deliver Chapter 4 of the story, which we had previously announced. We apologize for the sudden nature of this announcement to all our players. Information regarding the service termination schedule and any related procedures will be made through in-game notices and on the official website. So as you can see, right now, pretty fast, man. Looks like Danganronpa, yeah, that's a thing. Tribe 9 is developed including story scenario development and operated by Akatsuki Games. If you have any questions or concerns about the service termination, please direct all inquiries to Akatsuki Games Tribe 9 support. Please note that we are unable to process inquiries regarding other related companies or individuals. We thank you for your understanding. Now, again, this is going to be a little bit upsetting, like I said, right? I was hoping that they would come back, but the launch for this particular game was quite rough. I feel like most of the gacha games, if you launch at less than 1 million, I feel like it's going to be a very rough mountain for you to climb, because you have to like perform at a very like insane scale to be able to bring back players during your other periods of patches, right? And probably like you're just going to bleed money at that point. I actually think that they did the right choice right here. If you're looking for the monetization or monetary decisions, right? At the end of the day, from what I gather, the company was also like in some sort of debt, right? That's what I've been hearing. So that's the thing. The company was scummy. I don't think they are scummy though, right? But because if you think about it, if they are scummy, right, they would have just prolonged this particular game and try to milk players and then do a sudden shutdown later on. For them to announce this far ahead, for example, now we are in May, and for them to say that we are going to shut down in November, I think this is not a scummy thing. I think they are just doing a very They are doing a very good job in trying to they are being very honest. I feel like they should be more scummy, right? To try to get more money in return, and they are not going that route, which I do think is sort of commendable in a way, right? Yeah, I definitely do appreciate them for doing that. By the way, this guy that was in charge as well, as you can see, right? So this was the version that's ongoing right now, right? And it was I saw this patch going on recently, and no one was talking about this, right? They literally had a new patch right now running, version 1.1 supposedly, new story, new characters, new city supposedly, but I don't see anyone talking about the game in particular. So when you have such a niche player, a niche audience, right? Again, they do have some decent... The game is in Steam, right? So let's just have a look at this, right? In case you guys are wondering, what is the number of players? We can always check in SteamDB, because that's going to be one that's... Again, it is a little bit of a weird one. It's on Steam, it's also on Android and on iOS, right? But we can look at the... Right here, this is going to be as accurate as it gets. So currently, right now, we got about 485 players playing right now, over 800 players for the last 24 hours. So less than 1,000 players on Steam itself, right? So again, I'm not sure about Android and iOS. Let's say the amount is going to be quite similar, right? So you take that number, multiply by 3, that's going to be about it, right? So you still have less than 5,000 players in total. So that's just not a very high number to be sustainable as a live service game. Because you gotta always remember that when you do live service games, you gotta introduce new characters, right? That means there'll be development, there'll be coding, there'll be skills, there'll be like voice acting, there'll be animations for the new characters, new story, new narrative, quite expensive, right? And if you're not making back that amount of money to have some number of players back up, or back the entire things up, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, right? Difficult in that particular sense. So yeah, Tribe 9, also, yeah, look at this. This is going to be a very interesting one. This is basically Kazutaka Kodaka. He is, I believe, the person in charge of the entire thing. So he was, I believe he's the one who is like in charge of all of this stuff. And he basically managed... He mentioned here, right, the involvement in the game version was limited to provide... I think he's the Danganronpa producer, I think, right? I think this guy. So my involvement in this game version was limited to providing the world building, and I'm sorry we couldn't live up to everyone's expectations. However, I think the staff who took on the challenge of creating a Japanese-made action RPG did an incredible job. Thank you for your hard work. If you have any feedback or requests, please send them to the official support channels. Now again, one more part of me that feels really bad for this game is because this was the only few Japanese gacha game, right? Like almost every other gacha game is either Korean or Chinese. This one is like one of the few extremely rare gems which is Japanese. Like this is going to be one of the few ones, right? And I thought this was going to be the game, like outside of those like cash grab, IP cash grab like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, whatever from Bandai Namco. This is like, I think, something that's like much more original in terms of the IP, right? It's really sad that they couldn't make it through. That's just how it is. Yeah, no more Tribe 9, I guess. Nobody can play it anymore, but if you guys still want to try it out, you can give it a go. Hopefully, you know, Chinese. Yeah, like most gacha games tend to be live service games nowadays tend to be from China, right? You rarely get something good from JP anymore, right? Maybe one day things will change. We'll see, right?